Hi everyone, this is Shalama. I am going to teach you how to make my sequin rose. I'm going to teach you how to make this. I know I posted a video how I made what I made and what it takes to make it, but I'm going to show you how to make it, this rose. You need a button with 4 holes. You need some 30 gauge wire, silver. You need a wire cutter. You need some sequins. You need some beads of your choices. I use white because it goes with the silver. So you need a piece of wire. I don't measure. I am a person, I don't measure. In some stuff I do measure, but some of the stuff I do not measure. I fold it in half. Give me a lot of room to work with. I fold it in half and I cut. You have it in half. You fold the wire in half. Then you take your button with the 4 holes, and what you do, you go in 2 holes. Doesn't matter what direction you goes in, but you goes in 2 holes. You pull your wire through that hole. You don't twist it. You don't do anything with it. All you do, pull it for the side. Pull it for both sides. That's gonna give you your working. Why? You work on one side. In one side you use your wire for 4 times. You go 2 times. So 2 times in a hole is 2, 4, 6, 8 times you gotta loop through, and that's why you have to use a tiny wire. I'm gonna show you what you gotta do. First, you put 1 sequin, a bead, a sequin, a bead, a sequin, bead jumping everywhere, a bead, a sequin. You gotta make sure you have 5 on there. Right now I got 4. You have to make sure you got 5. Now you need 1 sequin, 1 bead, sorry, 1 sequin. And now what do? You put in the end of it, you put 2 beads. That's the end of your rose, right? 1 petal, 5 petal. That's the end of the 1 petal. What do you do now? Make sure you hold. The bottom one goes under the button like that. Then you come over and you go through the hole right there. You pull, and what you got is that. That's what you got. That's what you got. That's how you have to put it in. That's 1 petal. And the same hole, you're gonna do the same thing. One sequin, 1 bead, 1 sequin, 1 bead, 1 sequins. Okay, make sure you gotta. It's kind of confusing, huh? 1 sequins, 1 bead. It's not confusing once you get the hang of it. It is pretty awesome. You don't know how fast you can make a dozen of these flowers. All you gotta do, keep track of the count of the sequins, and track of the how many you're putting in the holes. That's all you gotta do. You gotta keep track of this. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you need your 2 beads to finish off that petal. So you thread on your 2 beads onto your wire. There we go. Onto your wire. Now you're gonna do the same thing. You gotta flip your sequins over. You gotta go through the same hole that this one came out of. So you go back to the same hole. See? This one came out of there, so you have to go back into the same hole right here. You go through that hole, you pull your work, make sure you only got one bead under there. You pull your work. That's what it looks like. You got 2 petals done. For 2 holes, you're gonna do that. You're gonna do 2, 2, and 1 sequin, 1 bead, 1 sequin, no, 1 sequin, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead, and you count. You need 1 more sequins, and then you finish off with 2 beads on the end. You got your 2 beads, 2 beads. There is your 2 beads. Now you go through this hole twice. Now you need to go over to the other hole right there. When you pull that through, make sure your wire, everything is straight, and make sure your back one that goes under, like sits like that, make sure that one sits there, so you will get this nice petal looking, full looking rose, sequin rose. Is that cute? That's cute. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. You have to make sure 1 of your petal goes in the back here, and then 4 sits in the front, because the beads right there, 1 is in between there, and then your other petal sits in the front. So the same hole we're gonna go through 1 more time. It's easier working on the table than working on in these little containers. 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins. That one flying. 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 sequin, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead. I hope you can see me. 1 sequins, 1 bead. So far we got 4. We need 1 more. 1 bead, 1 sequins, and then finishing the beads, 2 beads, 1 and 2. Now we're going into the second hold of the 4 button with 4 holes. So now we're gonna go through, we do the same step through that hold right there. Remember, we're working with 2 wire, right? Now you have to adjust your work. Make sure it's nice in the way you want it. Okay? Now you're gonna do the same thing in the same hole, and we're gonna stop working with this pieces of wire. Then we're gonna go to this side of the wire. So we're gonna do one more. So we got two there. One sequins, one bead, one sequins, one bead, one sequins, one bead, one bead. So we got three. So far we got three. Now we need a sequins and a bead and a sequins. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're not done yet. You gotta put 2 more beads. You add 2 beads to the end of the center of the bead, because you have to do the same way you started the pattern. Now you go back to the same hole that you just came out, because we're doing 2 petals in one hole. That's why you needed a button with 4 holes. So what you do, make sure your bottom one goes in between the button like that, and you arrange your petals the way you want it. It's, you know, beautiful. You got the 5 petals. Now you don't use this one anymore. Don't use this wire. You're gonna switch to the longer wire you got. I like to use with a longer wire. I don't like to struggle when I work, so I give myself extra wire to work with. So what we do now, we're gonna do 4 more petals. You need 1 petal. I'll put some more bead here. 1 petal, 1 sequin, 1 bead. Where's the bead? 1 bead, 1 sequin, 1 bead, 1 sequin, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins, and 1 bead. Bead. So now we count, see if we got 5 there, no? All we got is only 4. So we need 1 more sequins and 2 bead for the center. 2 bead for the center. It's hard when you're working with tiny beads, huh? But don't worry, the end result will look so beautiful. Don't worry about it. It works a little bit of time, consuming time, you know what I mean? Now you gonna go through this hole right beside it. Right beside it, you're gonna flip your bottom one under the buttons, get your wire and your beaded sequins in position, so you could go through the hole right there. That's the hole you gotta go through right there, and you're gonna put 2 of those in that hole. Be careful for your wire to be bent, because it's kind of soft wire, but still, you know, they still got a little bit of bend to it. So that one has 2. Now you have to fix it and make sure your petal is over there, your bottom one is under the buttons, like that. You pull, you secure, and you come over. Once you're coming over, you're pushing your petals so they could all, you know, sit like that. They all have to sit like that. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 more in that same hole, because you gotta go through that same hole, and plus this one you have to put 2 in there, so you're gonna have 2 more petal fits in this little piece, this little tiny little space, I'll show you. One sequins, one buttons, one beads, I mean, sorry. One sequins, one bead, one sequins, one bead, one sequins, one bead. So now you have to make sure you got 5, so which is you need one more sequins and 2 bead. So we're gonna get the 2 bead on the top. You guys can see me because I'm kind of struggling to find the hold, because it's tiny holes, tiny pearl beads. I use the tiny pearl beads. So now we're gonna go back over here, make sure we got this one up because it's all the way flattened down. We're gonna go there, pull them over, go back through that. I can see the hole. You can see the hole from where you are. You go through back the same hole. You push your wire through, and the wire comes through the other side. All you gotta do, pull your wire, make sure everything is nice and clear, nothing is bent, and pull your wire through that hole. Pull your wire through that hole. That bottom one is sitting there. Now what you gonna do, you push everything to the side, make sure it's nice and tight. Fix your petals the way you want it. Remember, you're working with the long wire, not the short one. The short one goes aside because we finished with the short one right now. Now we got 2 more petals to finish this beautiful sequin rose. So we're gonna start the same step all over again. 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead, 1 sequins, 1 bead. So far we got 4, so we need a sequins and 2 bead. We got 2, 1 bead, 2 bead. Now we're going through the last hole. Now what we gotta do, we gotta adjust these to sit and push them into the other one that we got there. So there we go. This is the last hole you're working in. You go in the last hole, and you're gonna go through that hole twice, like every hole. We put 2 petals in 1 hole. That's why you need a button with 4 holes. There you go, looking beautiful, isn't it? The last one gonna come in there, and it's gonna fit in there nice and tight. And why I use a button with 4 holes, because it makes it full, because you could put 2 petals in a hole. This is gonna be the last petal. You see there, that's where the last petal is gonna come and sit. Okay, let's get the last petal finished. You can make any color you want. You can make gold, you can make silver, you can make pink, you can make blue, you can make whatever color you want to make. And what kind of project, whatever project you want to use it on, go ahead and make whatever color you think you would like to. What I do, I use the sequins that has the iridescent on it. It's nice and sparkly. I don't use the sequins that's like dull. I use the sequins that has the iridescent on it. I'll show you when I finish this petal and what kind of sequins I use. The one with the iridescent makes it looks really nice. It's sparkly and it looks really nice. So let's finish the last petal and I'll show you what I use. I have a package, the pack that I have extra package because I bought a bunch of them. This is the last petal. You go, when you do the last petal, you lift the last one, go behind of all of those, and those gonna go in place. And once you go in place, you're gonna go, you can see the hole from where you, while you're working. You go through that hole, you put your wire through, and voila, you have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sequin roses. That's how I make my sequin roses. I made a video that if you guys wanted to see how I make my sequin roses. Okay, so I finally did get up the courage to make one. That's what your sequin rose looks like. It's beautiful. That's your sequin rose. It's very simple, very easy. You don't need anything else to make this. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, all those petals. Like, look at all those petals that goes around all that sparkly. I'll show you the sequins that I use. If I could grab a pack, if you guys don't mind. I have it here. It's all iridescent. It's all sparkly. I'll show you the package that I got. I used a tiny, tiny little pearl. Pearl is beautiful. Pearl makes everything beautiful. And I'll show you what I'm using to making my. This is what I bought from Joann. I bought this from Joann, and that's what it is. You get 0.7 ounces, 19.8 gram in this package. That's what I use to make. I just open one because I'm gonna start making some more. If you guys wants to buy some, or you don't want to take the time to make it, just send me a message, and I can make it, and I'm willing to sell it to you guys if you don't have the time to make it. I show you the different colors that I make it into. That I posted a video of all of the sequin rose that I made, and if you guys wanted me to show you, so I did made the one to show you guys how to make it, with a button with 4 holes, sequins, bead, and wire, and a wire cutter just to cut the wire. These are all the silver one I made. These are all the silver one I made, because who doesn't like bling? These are all the silver one that I made. Some of them, what I done, if I could find one here, I did one decoration for my bathroom, and what I did to one of them, a few of them, I put this pearl. I think it's a 8mm pearl in the middle of this one, and I used this one for decorating a baby wipe container for my bathroom with black and red, and I put the silver on it. I use this one. You could do it this way too. What floats your boat? Once you get started making these, you're not gonna stop. You're gonna want to be making and making and making. I made some fuchsia ones. These are the fuchsia ones that I made. These are all the fuchsia ones that I made. These are my sequin roses. I made some blue ones. The blue ones is like really pretty. It's like really pretty blue iridescent sequins. Like they're really, really pretty. They're really pretty. I make some gold one. I just bought some more gold sequins, so I'm gonna make some more. I make some gold one. So I made some gold one. All these I show in a video that I posted. The first video that I posted. If you guys want me to show you how to make it. And I finally get up to the courage to show you guys how I make it, so you guys can make your own sequin roses. And if you don't have the time to make it and you want to buy it from me, just send me a message. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.